Fed Waller, often cited as the most hawkish of Fed speakers, changed his tone and the market seemed to like it. The dollar weakened, treasuries rallied, but with the S&P 500 still stuck in this range, this begs the question, how much is already priced in? Hello ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Daily Recap Show where we talk about stocks and the financial markets. If you like this video, please subscribe, hit the notification bell, let's get into it. I just want to say, rest in peace, Charlie Munger. 99, he passed away today, and what an absolute legend, forever remembered. And it really was a mixed bag in the market today. There was no real leader, just the standout landmark stocks in every single sector outperforming. Look at Microsoft up a full percentage point, Tesla in cyclicals. In financials, American Express, Discover Financial, PayPal, this small section right here, put up a pretty bullish day, all things considered. But we did see a pretty big rotation, more in the defensives, utilities, as well as these retailers right here. Retailers caught a bid. And we spoke about this all of last week, and we're still trying to determine if this is just the market broadening out or if it is more of a rotation. But we are seeing defensive sectors more bid up than technology, comm services, stuff like real estate, staple, utilities over the last week have significantly outperformed, technology and comm services, the higher growth names. And if you actually look at it as a whole, stuff like the XLP, XLU, XLV are starting to see corporate insider selling at its lowest levels since the inception of this indicator, and this was in 2011. Very, very interesting stuff. Now, this isn't a signal to buy. All this is just a signal not to sell probably, and we do need to see these levels go up. Now, the market is still sitting in this greed area right here, and based on a couple of things, the gamma we're going to talk about a little later, it's going to be very hard for the market to move in any direction, at least until the start of December. Now, we kicked off a big 2 days of earnings, Tuesday and Wednesday, pretty big day of earnings. I looked at Workday briefly. I think they produced pretty good earnings based on what I saw initially. I still need to look into Intuit, Splunk, HP and NetApp. I just didn't get enough time to do that today. Let's have a look at CrowdStrike, one of the best cybersecurity names out at the moment. And they did pretty good earnings. They did exactly what CrowdStrike does, and that's grow. 35% year-over-year revenue and new annual recurring revenue, 13% year-over-year. Margins up about 23%. Good stuff to see. Good stuff for a hyper-growth name to see margins so healthy. And a 96% increase on operating income and a 105% increase on earnings per share year-over-year. Very, very good stuff from CrowdStrike. Great financials, but the stock didn't move too much after hours, which probably meant that a lot of this was priced in, but it didn't fall significantly. So these earnings is what exactly the market was expecting and where the stock is priced. Investors are becoming more bullish on tech as well as corporate insiders, and this is an extremely bullish signal. We've seen corporate insider buying all the way through 2023, but we're sort of seeing a capitulation buying event right at the top here. And what this is telling us is that insiders are more bullish on technology than the rest of the market. A lot of people are saying, 23, 30 times earnings, way too much for tech. Corporate insiders don't think so. And here are the stats of insider buying. When an insider purchases a stock, 12 months later, you can expect a return of about 40%. Against the S&P 500, 22.1%. If you see an insider buying a stock and you're in that stock, that's normally bullish and very high conviction. And we did have a few Fed speakers speak today. Fed Waller, Fed Governor Bowman as well. And Waller, who's normally very, very hawkish, came out on a more neutral, dovish stance, and the market really liked it. Waller's change of tone seems to have weighed more on the FX trade, and this weakened the dollar significantly. The dollar came down 0.5%, and this is really good for equities, and this is why we saw treasuries bid up, because the dollar bid down, and this buoyed well for stocks. At least in the middle of the day, they did catch a bid in the middle of the day. Now, what the market is pretty much saying, rate hikes are officially done, and high-grade corporate spreads are also signaling this. The high-grade corporate spread is is the lowest it's been in over a year, and this is a very bullish indicator. And this is just a testament to the credit worthiness of borrowers, and investors do believe that companies will be able to pay off their debts if they do take out debt in the form of bonds. And this is a very bullish signal because the credit market normally leads the stock market. And looking at another sign of a very strong 2024, a strong economy and rate cuts incoming, is the IPO market. We've seen a huge IPO runway. We saw Shein, we saw Reddit, they noted an IPO happening, as well as Skims, Kim Kardashian's fitwear brand. But having a huge IPO runway is really, really bullish. It means that investors and entrepreneurs are looking at the market and they're seeing bullish signs. They think rates are going to come down, and this is a good time to enter the market. Nobody releases huge IPOs in bear markets. It's only in bull markets, especially at the start of bull markets and at the end of bull markets. Now let's switch gears up a bit and look at oil. Oil was up 2% after some weather issues in Kazakhstan. It's crazy that the weather issues in one country can influence the entire market of oil by this much. And we did see stuff like the USO bid up, as well as XLE ever so slightly. But we are expecting the OPEC meeting on Thursday. And long story short, what OPEC want, what the Saudis want, is for rate production cuts to happen and those cuts to be enforced. And if they can do that, that's going to be really bullish for oil. We also know that based on flows, there is a ton of puts in the system. This data is 5 days old. But if OPEC gets everything they want with the amount of puts right here, we could see an unwinding of these positions. Very bullish for oil. I'll keep you guys posted on that one. But let's move back to stocks, and something that was very interesting I saw. This is the volatility index, the 5-minute chart, and we saw a huge spike up to the 14.3 level in the VIX intraday. Guys, this is just a 5-minute chart right here. Huge spike, crushed back down, and this could signify the start of something sinister going on under the hood. We're gonna have to watch price action and volatility closely over the next few days. Now, we are currently in the most bullish week of the year. 80% win rate for 1.3% return, but that's normally on a very average November. We've had a stellar November, and on an average November, we normally expect pretty big run towards the end of November. But because of the amount of gamma we have, we probably can expect just a bit of choppiness. This is the gamma right here, and we'll probably just chop in this 4,500, 4,600 zone for the rest of the week. A couple of things to note. Negative gamma is building up right here, right below the spot price. If we do get into this 45.50 area and below, we could see pretty heavy and quick sell side to, I would say, as low as 45.15. Don't rule that out. However, there is a huge amount of positive call gamma right there, so I don't expect it to go any lower than, let's say, 4,500. And it's not just gamma. December the 1st tends to be a very negative day in terms of seasonality. This is the 1st of December performance, 01 to 2022, 8 up years, 14 down years for a 0.21 average return. So December 1st tends to be fairly bearish. And like I said, there's a lot of risks building. There's negative gamma, there's stuff with the VIX, 1st of December performance. We've had a strong November. So we could see a pullback over the next couple of days. But let's hop on the chart and I'll show you what I think is actually going to happen. So here is the year-to-date chart of the S&P 500, the futures. And if we zoom in, this is where we are right now. We've been stuck in this range for the better part of 5 trading days. Now, firstly, this is that 4495 level. This is where we go from positive gamma up here to negative gamma. What I personally think is going to happen this week is that we're probably going to go ahead, move a bit higher to as high as the 4600 area before we do see some form of a sell between 4540 and 4495, and all sells to be met by bull demand to move higher into the 4600 area. And what I really want to see is a move higher into, what I really want to see is a pullback, a move higher into the 4600 area, and a close above the 4600 level right here will be very constructive for bulls. Go ahead and break new all-time highs that we made in late 2021, early 2022. So that is my overall plan. We do need to, however, go ahead and close just above this 4650 area, somewhere around here. It's going to be very, very constructive for bulls. We have been long from this area right here. I'm not in any short position. I still have all my positions open, and I'm just going to continue to hold into the middle of January period where I do think we are going to go ahead and close above this level. In fact, I do think we're going to go reach the 46.50 level as early as mid-December. Having a look at some dark pools, we did see one big trade in the Qs occur around the 89.25 level, sort of around here. We did see bullish action come from it, and then a sell down where support was met right at this area. So this was probably a buy trade, a bullish trade, but there's a lot bigger things going on in the macro environment, the treasuries environment, than, you know, just simply dark pools, especially what's happening with options and flows. Looking at data, on Wednesday, we have GDP data, preliminary data, and then Thursday, we have PCE data, month over month, year over year, and then PMI manufacturing on Friday, and then Jerome Powell, big dog, speaking on Friday. We also have initial jobless claims and OPEC meeting on Thursday, big catalysts. But if you guys made it up until now, please like this video, subscribe to me, hit the notification bell, leave a comment, guys. You know I love you guys.